So today is going to be a detailing day on the wagon because, well, I messed up. Now you can't tell right here. From right here, it looks really, really good. But put a picture on the screen. I swirled the paint on the hood pretty good. I tried to go through and just, like, you know, compound and then polish the paint on the car by hand. And on a black car, it's just difficult. Now I did do the fender, and the fender came out super good. I used the chemical guys. I used this one, and I used this one. Did everything by hand. The fender came out good, so I was feeling pretty confident. Took on the hood, and like I said, picture on the screen. You can't tell right now, like, this looks pretty good, but under the light, it's swirled the entire way. Is what it is. So I could have taken the car to somebody to do this, which would have cost me more money. Not that I don't want to support my friends, but at the same time, I'm kind of annoyed that I messed this up, and I just kind of want to, you know, figure this out. I've always been kind of intimidated when it comes to working on paint. I've always been scared to, you know, mess it up, but at this point, I've already swirled it, messed it up. I might as well learn how to now fix it. I watched some videos online. There's a million detailing videos online of how to polish the paint, paint correct, do all this kind of stuff. I found one that basically just said, keep it simple, and it gave me some motivation and some confidence. So I picked up some stuff today. We have a 6-inch orbital buffer here. We have this, probably the biggest thing. He said to use this, the Griot's Complete Compound, which does kind of everything all in one. So we have that. We have a medium pad. We have a fine pad, some microfibers. We have some wax for after, and we have some hybrid ceramic detail for afterwards. All of this, if I can do this properly, should give us a beautiful result on the wagon, because the car looks good right now. The car looks beautiful as it sits. The car has been washed, it's been clay barred, everything in the car is clean. It looks really good under this lighting, but in direct sunlight, the car's always had tons of scratches down the side, lots of light swirl marks, and now the hood has a bunch of swirl marks. So we're gonna give it our best shot and try to fix it. Like, yeah, I watched the video. He said keep it simple. I believe with the tools I have here, the proper polish and stuff, I think I should be able to knock this out and do a pretty good job. I'm not looking for like pristine show car showroom finish, but if I can knock out all these swirls and minor scratches, I think we can do it. And again, I've always wanted to learn how to do this. It's very intimidating, and especially this being a black car, but what better way to learn than to simply try. So if it gets worse at that point, if I mess up the whole thing completely, then at some point it'll go to another person and they can fix it properly. But I think we got this. Also, if you're wondering why the Zender body kit is not back on the car, because today is currently Saturday. The original plan was to put the kit back on the car on Friday and then have the entire car detailed and stuff wet sanded today. But we had an issue with the paint. Nothing that was Jack's fault, because he painted those pieces and they came out amazing. But we found out later on the actual paint mixture inside, they labeled it as uni black, but the actual colors inside were not that. There was some blue pearl in there, a little bit of brown, and we couldn't tell. Like, honestly, under his light, it looked just like this. It looked perfect match to the car, but in direct sunlight, there's blue pearl in the paint. There's some like brown in there. So super good dude. He's redoing all of it for me, and I should have it all back on Monday. But in the meantime, I want the rest of the car to be, you know, clean paint, swirl free, to match how nice the new pieces are going to be. So again, that is today's goal. And if you had a question about where the Zender pieces are, I'll have them back on Monday, and I'll probably put them on the car Tuesday, and then yeah, I think we head down to Fort Myers like Wednesday. So cutting it a little bit close at this point, but still some breathing room, still enough time to make it all happen. So I think we're good. The spotlight's out. Hopefully on camera you can see all of the swirls are going on through the whole hood, but mainly in this section you can see. Hopefully it comes across the camera right through here. You can see where the light is hitting. Now I did go through and do this, and it took off all the water spots, so that is good. But we got rid of water spots and added a whole bunch of swirls, so, you know, not the greatest. But hopefully after some passes with our griots and our new buffer there, we can take all of that out of there and have a nice clean surface. Much better way to see all of the swirls all over the place. So with no light, looks perfect. Under the light, you can see everything. So this is your before shot. Now there are rock chips. Those will obviously not go away, but obviously you can see all of that. So that's our goal. Hopefully all of that will go away. So, gonna start off with our green pad here. You can see this is the medium foam polishing pad, aggressive enough to remove most paint defects from weathered and scratched paint while creating a wax ready finish. So for the most part, we should be able to do everything we need to do and just use this pad. I did get a fine one as well if I want to go back later on with the wax or with this again with that pad, but this pad with this compound should be able to do everything in one. At least that is what the guy in the video said. So we'll see whether I mess up or not. I have high hopes. I think this will go well. It could get worse. It could definitely get worse, but I think we'll see what happens. All right, so we've got this ready to go. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit nervous here. Whew, terrifying. So we got it on speed 2 right now. We're gonna put 4 dots of this onto our pad, spread it out on speed 2, then go to speed 5 and do like 5 passes back and forth. I'm only gonna do half of this section here, so I'm gonna work on this back section. 5 passes back and forth, work everything in, wipe it off with that, and scratches and the swirls be gone. Or I'm gonna have a lot more scratches and swirls, we'll see. I need to open this real fast and then we'll get started. All right, so he's set to do 4 piece-sized drops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Also, if anyone is watching this and you're like a professional detailer, just know I am not seasoned at this at all. I'm just trying to keep it simple and learn. So 4 piece-sized dots on there. We're going to tap, tap, tap. All right, so this is our area we're gonna work in. Also, this product has good lubrication, so you don't need too much and it goes a long way. We're gonna spread it out in 2 and then we'll go to 5, and I am terrified. So even pressure, keep it flat as best I can. Oh, this is terrifying. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's our light spread out. Probably do a little bit more over here. I'm gonna do a little more, spread it out. Okay, so product is spread. Hope you can see that. Now we're gonna go to 5, and we're gonna do like 5 passes back and forth, and hope for the best. It is terrifying. Also, this hood has a slight curve right here, so I'm gonna do my best to keep it flat and keep even pressure, and not put too much in that corner throughout there. So yeah, I'll see you after 5 passes. So I did 1 or 2 extra to try to make sure everything was worked in properly. So that's that, and now we will wipe it off and see if I did anything or if I messed it all up already. So fresh rag here, we will do that, and then we will buff it off. I mean, I think I did it. Let me come up light here on. So yeah, you guys saw that was a quick. I think I did 6 back and forth, nothing too crazy. A little bit of product, wiped it off, and I think when I can see right here, we got some decent results. So this is our before. Oh yeah, not bad. So you can see all the hazing around the light. Now on this side, goes away. Also, you can see obviously the paint chips. There's much deeper scratches in here, but looking at here compared to looking at there, much better. Again, I am not a professional. This is literally my first time doing this, but to see how nice and reflective this is and not having that, like, that's the biggest thing. You see all that nonsense that like makes the hood look terrible. So to not have that, I can live with that. So I thought I might need to go back with the fine pad afterwards and hit with the wax, or hit it with the compound again with the fine pad. But again, I'm trying to keep it simple. I can probably do the entire car with just the green pad and this and get it all smoothed out. If I just have mostly smooth paint and none of this nonsense, like, I'll be happy. So I think personally, looks pretty good. Now a little bit up here where I didn't get enough pressure, where the hood kind of dips down, I can see that right there. But this center section here, where I had nice even pressure, nice and flat, that I think came out pretty good. All the specs you're seeing is just rock chips in the paint. Can't think about that. But at least it's not that anymore. So I have a lot more to do. I will check back in after I finish the entire hood, and we'll see what we get. So by absolutely no means am I professional, would I ever offer this as a service to anybody, but I am pleased with how it's going so far. Now granted, I've only done this first section, but it's going well so far. So let me show you. I've always wanted to do one of these, like a tape line kind of thing. You can see where the line is between the unfinished side and the finished side. So you can see swirls for days and clear, minus rock chips. But that, and the hood looks bad. I swirled it really good compared to this side. Not too shabby. So lots of work to still obviously do, but hopefully I can keep it like this and going pretty well. Could we do more like that with the finer pad? Probably, but for the most part, the scratches are mostly gone. There's still some fine scratches, which I might go over it again on the section here where it kind of curves in the hood. But the biggest thing, swirls are gone. Because under the sun, this hood is going to look trashed if I don't fix all that nonsense. So, not a professional, I'm learning, but it is fun to push yourself and learn new things, because working on paint scares me, and maybe it's not so bad. Alright, so at this point, the hood is completely done. And I gotta say, came out pretty good. Let me get my light on here so you can see. Not too bad. Now you can see there's some deeper scratches where actually the paint's gone. Can't fix that. Lots of rock chips up here. Can't fix that. But all the swirling and the hazing, for the most part, is gone. Now, maybe I needed to do a more like aggressive pad to get into the paint a little bit more and take some of these fine scratches out. But the fact that all the swirls and at least the hazing's gone, and the hood looks, you know, good again, can't complain. And again, this is my first time actually messing with this. And after using the machine and getting more comfortable with it, I kind of felt it works best for me, keeping it small sections, very manageable, constant pressure. I think my first time actually messing with this, not too bad. Now if we had a freshly painted hood with no rock chips and that kind of stuff, it would look even better. But I mean, like, that's pretty clear. So you can still see some light scratches to there. So maybe a more aggressive pad would get deeper into that. But at the same time, I drive this car all the time, which is why there's so many rock chips on the front. If the paint on this car was absolutely perfect, I don't think I want to daily drive it anymore. Down on the bumper as well, there's rock chips throughout here. There's rock chips all over the front of this thing. So I mean, like, it's way better than it was. There's no more swirls. All the hazing's gone. So I'm super happy with this. In the sun, it should look very, very good. But I'm not being afraid to drive the car, because if this thing was pristine in the front, all fresh paint, not a rock chip anywhere, I don't know if I want to drive the car as much as I do, just to try and keep it as nice as possible. But I think this is a good good happy medium. The paint's gonna look good in the sun, looks good in the shade clearly, but I can still drive the car and not feel bad when stuff hits the front, which it will. Even like, I'm nervous once the Xender bumper goes on. That's fresh paint, like it's gonna get beat up. I'm gonna drive this car still the same. It's gonna have rock chips, it's gonna get beat up. It just kind of is what it is. So to have absolutely perfect paint, I don't know if I actually want that, but definitely shiny, no swirl paint is good. So I think this came out pretty good. I may do another pass with the fine pad, and maybe that'll go through and take some of these very, very light scratches that are still left out of there. But from where we started to where we're at now, not bad. I didn't ruin the hood, I didn't ruin the paint. We actually got better results versus more swirls and more trash, so I'm pleased with this. Alright, so what I just did, I went through with the fine foam pad, which is this one right here. Still using the same compound, turned it down to speed 4 versus speed 5. And I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. There are still some fine scratches. You can see, ooh, I dropped that, that was bad. There are still some very fine scratches here and there. But from that original shot with all the hazing, you see some scratches there, but that's a thicker one. That's like deep down in the paint. Can't think about that. So I'm not sure if I would need a more aggressive pad to take more off. I probably would, but again, there's still all the rock chips. It doesn't matter that much. But I am glad to see the swirl marks and all the really bad hazing's gone. There is still a little bit in this corner, but these are like deeper scratches that I don't think I did. I think those were already there. A little bit right there, maybe. Right through here. But again, for the most part, I think this came out pretty good. Again, this is learning something new. Definitely my first time ever doing this. And I think starting off on a just straight gloss black car, there's no metallic, there's nothing, it's just black. I think I definitely started off on the hardest color possible. But going well so far. I mean, you can see the top of the fender here. Let me get a rag. You can see the amount of scratches through here where I was doing the hood and I was hitting the fender as well. You can see all through the top section here versus that section. So definitely a lot better from where we started. Not bad. I do want to do the entire car, but it's gonna take me some time. I'm not gonna do the front bumper because that's being swapped out. The hatch is being swapped out and the drive side fender is being swapped out. But this fender, the doors, the roof, I would like to do and get everything to a nice uniform, just gloss black. Now the rest of the car, now that back door there does have some, so you can see it on here or not. I mean, you can see all through here, like there's just a lot of scratches through here. And this is just because the car is 20 plus years old at this point and it gets daily driven. So I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens. It's just normal use. And again, the car is gloss black. You see literally everything. So all of this is pretty normal. But I would like to go through and trying to get this more uniform, get some of these bigger scratches and kind of get the clarity up a bit. So I'll probably pull the door handles off at some point. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. But door handles off and try and get the doors knocked out. The rear quarters knocked out. The roof, which the roof honestly isn't too bad. It's dusty right now, but in terms of like scratches, the roof is probably the best part of the car. And then the hood was the worst part of the car because I done trashed it. But I think I brought it back to a decent level. The real test will be once it's sunny tomorrow and pull the car out into the actual sunlight. Then we can see whether I made any progress at all or I made it worse. Which from here, under like, you know, no light, this looks beautiful. And under that light of my LED light, you can see some light scratches, but it looks better. But once the car is like actually in the sunlight, then we'll see for sure whether I done trashed everything or maybe I did a somewhat decent job. We'll see. All right, so we are still going. The hood completely done, waxed. That's all good to go. Super, super smooth. Went ahead and did the fender, and I've got to like this portion right in front of the door handle. I'm gonna pull it off still, but I taped up around here. I didn't do the top section yet, but fender is done and door is done. It's looking pretty good. I'll put a picture of the screen so you can see how this section looked before, but that is just the medium pad and the compound, and not even the finishing pad yet. But that took out almost everything. There is still some small scratches at the top, but for the most part, that's looking pretty good. Not too shabby. So I may have to go back with the finishing pad and hit it again if I want even more. But just a medium pad and then the wax on top might be more than enough because this is looking pretty good. Not bad at all. Now this came much cleaner than that because I swirled the crap out of that. So that's a bit more work. But this one, that's pretty good. I can still see some little specks here and there, but I mean, not bad. I will say though, working on the flat surfaces versus the hood where you have gravity to help you hold the buffer down, much easier. On the side of the car, we have to like hold it up and go back and forth. It's tiring. Like if you do this professionally or like even more than just one time, I give you props because it's tiring. It's rewarding for sure, but it's definitely tiring. Looks good though. You want to see back here how scraps up this side is. We can see. Oh yeah, you can see all through there. I haven't touched yet. You can see how bad this section is. And then up to this hasn't been done either. You can see from there to there. I mean, not bad. I'll take it. Okay, it's about 10 p.m. I think I am done for the day. At this point, hood and the entire passenger side all the way down is done. Definitely a lot of work, but honestly the progress and the difference look huge. So at this point, just about all of those massive scratches are gone. There are still some here and there. I didn't use the finishing pad, the fine grit one on this side just yet. Don't know if I need it. Like I said, my goal here isn't to have the paint be absolutely perfect. I drive this car, it's in parking lots, it's gonna get more rock chip scratches, blah blah blah. So I don't know if I want to go through all the work to go through and make it completely perfect, and also I don't know how to make it completely perfect. But with what I've done today and just my bit of learning, I'm pretty proud. Without this comment, to be honest with you, it looks pretty good. And again, I think learning on this car being this color is definitely not the easy one to start on, because a lot of those little scratches that are on this car you still see. You might not see if this car was like silver and had a bunch of flake in it, but this car being just straight gloss black, no metallic, nothing, you kind of see everything. But I think we're looking pretty good. So done for the day. We'll come back tomorrow, knock out the driver's side, probably do the roof, and then which is good. I might as well do the front bumper as well on the current hatch, even though we're swapping it out. But definitely a lot of work, but I'm proud of this. I think I'm looking pretty good so far. Not perfect, but I'm proud of this. All I know, I just hope the car looks this good in the sun. Like, I mean, you probably see it right now. I don't see any crazy swirls, or I mean, there's still a little scratch you can see, but like all the big stuff for the most part looks to be gone. But the real test will be tomorrow in the sun if I actually did a decent job or I ruined the entire side of the car, which would be, that'd be fun, you know? That'd be a lot of fun. All right, day 2, sun is kind of sort of out. Let's hope and pray the car looks as good as it does in there. In the I'm kind of nervous, but hopefully, I mean, we'll see. Now I'm a little bit nervous. And looking good so far. Granted, my sun kind of just now went away, which kind of sucks, but at least in, you know, daylight, it looks pretty good still. So I'll wait a minute and see if the sun actually comes back out so these clouds can move out of the way. And hopefully we don't have a whole bunch of, you know, destroyed paint. which on this side I can see. You can't tell on camera, but I can see the scratches. That's all through this side that I haven't done it all yet. So I mean, at least I don't see it over here. All right, well, we'll wait for the sun to come back out and we'll see. So far, looks pretty good. I hope. Yes, here we go. Finally, a little gap in the clouds. We have some direct sunlight on the car. I think it came out pretty good. Like I said, there's still light scratches I can see, but I don't see immense amounts of swirling and a bunch of hazing. Looks pretty good. Now, granted, from afar, the car always looks good because you can't see anything up from far away, but the shine's pretty good. Not bad. Now, the factory paint has a bunch of orange peel. That's just from factory. Like I said, ideally, the entire car, if I wanted to go that route, the whole car needs to be wet sanded and buffed. The hood would need a respray, and it just, I think working with what we've got, she's looking pretty good. So, can't complain. But now that I've seen it in the sun enough that I know I didn't destroy the rest of the car that I worked on, now we can go ahead and finish the roof and that whole side of the car, and then she's gonna be done. Give you guys a quick before shot of the driver's side. So many scratches. Now this right here is a big scratch that someone used a paint pen on before I had the car, so that's not for me. But up here, if you look, I have like this like little hazy spot, and there's one right there as well. There's one there and one there. No matter what you do, I'm not even sure what it's from, but it's just like stuck on there. And there's one more I thought up here somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe it's on the other side. Oh, here you can see where there's like fingerprints. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like stuck into the paint. So hopefully all this will go away, and I can finally get rid of that spot and this spot. All right, so I'd say we are about 80% of the way there. I just finished the driver's side with the medium foam pad. So I'll go back and pull the door handles off and do underneath. But that little weird cloudy spot there and there, all that came off. Looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go back with the fine pad in a minute and do the whole side again, but looking pretty good so far. Also in the back here, if you remember on this car, I have like this clear bra piece almost. It goes over the flat part there. You can see this is how it looked, super scratched up, very, very cloudy. And to my surprise, it actually came out pretty good. Now on the edges, you can still see some of that, but if I pull it off, there's a bunch of adhesive underneath it, and I just don't want to deal with all that. So I went over the entire thing, polished it, and came out pretty good. Now there are some like actual nicks in the bumper, can't fix that. But to my surprise, not bad. Way better than what it was, because it was so it zooms in. It was kind of a mess before, so definitely a lot better now. Did the whole bottom section of the bumper, which was kind of a pain to do. These top sections were kind of a pain. Went ahead and polished the taillights as well. Got some of the scratches out of those. So, looking pretty good. I did some of this fender, and actually we had a casualty. If you see, wonder where that could have came from. I'm so glad. Tomorrow I will have a new fender to put on this car because, no good. I did polish it. You can see it's nice and smooth now, but as I was hitting the fender and it was like kind of vibrating, this piece just fell right on out. So like I said, it got super soft. I probably could push straight through that, which I'm not gonna do right now, but tomorrow that's gonna finally leave us because I'm so sick of this fender. Look at that, so tired of it. Thankfully it's leaving tomorrow. So the car is not done, but the video is about to be done. We have a little bit of light left, and I wanted just to show the progress so far. Still have to do the roof, and then that is everything. I go back and wax the entire car, and it's done. Overall, for my first time ever doing this, trying to just learn and fix my original mistake of swirling the crap out of the hood, I think it came out pretty good. We saw in the sunlight. I don't see, I mean, there's still some scratches in it, but from where it started to what it's at now, I think overall I did a somewhat decent job. And the car looks good. Nice, deep looking gloss black. Hopefully under like super harsh direct sunlight, it'll still look good. But again, I think I did a somewhat decent job for just learning. And again, on gloss black, which is probably the most annoying color to work on because you see everything. But the finish came out pretty good, I think. Like I said, just have the roof to do, and then we're good to go. And then tomorrow we pick up all the Zender pieces, and then I'm super excited to see the entire car with the Zender kit all polished up. It's gonna look dope. Even though I realized, if you've been to Euro Trip, you know, the car's parked in a field, this car is gonna be covered in dust. So I'm really doing a lot of work that will be covered up by dust, but it is what it is. I'm proud of the work we accomplished, and it feels good to be learning a new skill that I want to continue to work on. Probably work on the Mark II, the rest of the Mark IIIs, and just get better and learn more tricks, maybe different pads, you know, more stuff like that. But this is my first time actually attempting some sort of like actual paint correcting slight work, and it's definitely nerve-wracking for sure, but I think it came out pretty good. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.